What's up, Ridge Runners? It's time. It is freaking time. It's deer season. And this is episode 1. Welcome to the new series called The Ridge. We're up on the ridge actually, so the series is all about my season and the rest of the RidgeBoy family. It's about our season here on the ridge. So episode 1 is all about gear reviews and pre-season setups. So if you've watched any of the prior episodes, you know we've been putting out trail cams and things of that nature, getting ready for this season. And it is here, folks. I'm so excited too. I'm so pumped, so ready for this to get started. It's gonna be a new adventure this year. It'll be the first year that I've ever filmed any of my hunts, and I'm just absolutely stoked. We're actually on our way right now to go check a trail camera, go pull it off, and there is just acorns everywhere. I mean, they are just absolutely everywhere. So for episode 1, I'm going to show you my setup, how I'm going to be hunting this year. I'm going to show you my gear. I'm going to show you my bow. I'm going to show you the arrows I use, the broadheads I'm using, and all of the equipment I'll be using to film my hunts, and all of the equipment I use, that basically all my accessories. So we're gonna go over that stuff. But first we're gonna go check these cameras. Alright folks, got my camera and checked it while I was here. See what I had on it. I was going to show y'all what was on it, but didn't have nothing but a bunch of does, so, and one coyote. But I really like this flat that I'm on, but it's a bedding area and I want to stay out of here, so I don't know if I'm going to hunt this or not. I may wait till muzzleloader season, that way I can hunt this ridge up here behind me and I can see all of this whole flat down in here. It'd be a good place to catch a buck chasing a doe through here, because all I've got is does on camera, and well, I take that back, I got one little buck, a little spike, but as far as shooter bucks, I don't have any on camera. So I think what we'll do is we're gonna back on out of here. We can go throw my camera up at the food plot. Probably won't do that today, but I don't really have time. But we're definitely gonna throw the food plot camera up and see what's up there. I do have some bad news. The 2 big bucks I got on camera at the food plot, both of them got killed by a vehicle, so that sucks. I hope, well, I know for sure one of the bucks got killed. I don't know about the other one yet, so I'm hoping that the biggest one is still alive. I know that the smaller of the 2 bigger ones did get killed, so we'll just have to wait and see. That's why I want to grab the camera, throw it up there, and see what's coming to the food plot. We've not had hardly any rain. We had maybe 2 rains, and I went and watered it one day with just a hand sprayer, and that's all the water that's got. So the food plot's not in the best shape, but that's okay because we got plenty of acorns and plenty of places to hunt. So opening day, hopefully Chris can join me. Y'all met him on one of my other videos, one of our fishing videos. He's one of the original members of RidgeBoy. He's going to be joining me a lot on these on this series. Going back to the house, we're going to do a gear review and go ahead. This will be a short video, but it's be episode number 1 right here on RidgeBoy Outdoors, new series, The Ridge. So hang tight. Alright folks, so here we are. We are doing a gear review. I'm just going to show you the stuff that I'll be using this year for this season of the Ridge. Just want to go through my bow and my stand setup, show you a little bit, and then go ahead and finish up with this video. Alright, so I got the PSE Bow Madness 32-inch riser. This bow has been great to me. I've had it for the last 5 years, killed a lot of deer with it. I've changed a few things up this year though. So I'm shooting a 1-pin HHA sight. It's got the roller on it, and you just roll it up and down. I got QAD Rest by PSE. Just shooting the original string that came on this bow. Haven't changed anything else up. It's, you know, pretty simple, pretty cheap stuff. Alright, so now move on to the quiver. It's just a bowing quiver. Very cheap quiver, but it works good. It's super simple. Very cheap quiver. Alright, so now we're going to move on to the arrows. So I'm shooting the Carbon Express. I don't know if you can see it, but it's the Mayhems. Those things used to be very well made arrows, and I just don't know if I like them anymore. They have just not been good for me, I don't think, the last couple of years since they changed them. Used to be one of the best arrows that you could buy, and I loved them. Shooting 250 grain, you're probably thinking, well, that's a pretty light arrow. Yes, you're right, it is pretty light arrow, but my bow's super fast, and I just like that lighter arrow when I'm hunting whitetails. I think next year I am going to go up a little bit in grain. I'm going to shoot a 400, and the way I can help with some penetration. On the end of that, we're going to be shooting the Nocturnal Nocks. I got this one in green. These Nocturnal Nocks are supposed to be pretty good. I've done shot them a couple times on my bow. Love them. They're awesome. I mean, when I'm filming, I'm gonna actually be able to see where I hit at. So, all right. So, last but not least, let's talk broadheads, because that is something that this is going to be brand new this year, and a lot of people harp on broadheads. So that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to harp on broadheads. So this year I'll be shooting the Magnus Black Hornets. These are the non-serrated ones that do come in serrated. That's what Chris will be shooting. He's going to shoot the serrated ones. I'm just shooting the straight edge ones, so I'm going to try them. When I first learned about this company this year, I was very skeptical. I knew I was going to switch up broadheads this year. I'll go ahead and say it. For all you people out there that shoot Rage broadheads, forgive me for saying this, but they're trash. Rage broadheads are absolute junk. I've shot those things for the last 5 years, and I've never ever shot a Rage broadhead and still been able to use that broadhead again. That blades, every single time, they always break. I don't get any good penetration with them. The penetration that I do get, half the time the blades don't open. And you can say, well, yeah, but I've shot them, they're good. They may be good for you, that's great for you. For me, they are trash. I'm telling you, I've never used a Rage broadhead again. Every year that I've used them, I've had a failure with them, and I'm done. I'm sick of it. I'm going back to fixed blade broadhead. That's something I also said I would never do, is go back to fixed blade, because I hate tuning my bow after I shoot it all year with my field points, and I have to go back and I have to retune it and fix all the junk that the fixed blade broadheads cause. All the tweaks and stuff that you have to make to your bow to get your fixed blade working. That's why I always hated shooting fixed blade, but I also only shot Muzzies, the Monotechs by G5. That's what I shot. Got these things out of the package. I was skeptical. Timothy, who was in the squirrel hunting video, he's the one that turned me on to them. He said, just try one. He gave me one to shoot. I was skeptical. I backed up to 60 yards with it. Drew back, released the arrow, hit exactly where I was aiming for. And I said, well, maybe that's a fluke. So I went ahead and shot some field points behind it. I had a group at 60 yards that big, not line. I was like, okay, so let's just try it again. So got it out every time. These things hit exactly where the field points hit, and I couldn't believe it. They're super sharp. They're a 2-blade, but there we go. Okay, so they're 2-blade broadhead, but they have these 2 little bleeders on the side. I'm not sure the exact measurement, but I think it's either 1.5 inches or 1 3/4 cutting diameter this way. I think it's actually 1.5 inches if I ain't mistaken. And then you have another inch this way. So really you got 2.5 inches of cutting diameter. So from what I've seen, they look to be absolute killers. We're gonna try them out this year and see. Maybe pick up a sponsorship with Magnus if I like them. I'm not saying that I will, but so far so good. They've shot. I'm so happy that I found a fixed blade broadhead, that I didn't have to change anything to my bow. I didn't have to retune it. I didn't have to do anything. They shoot and fly just like my field points, and they're fixed blade broadhead. So we'll see this year, but I think I'm really gonna like them. So that's all my bow set up. I'm shooting a Scott Wildcat release, the Wildcat 2 actually, and then my rangefinder is this Halo, the 450 XL, or the XL 450. This is just a cheap little rangefinder, but it does do angle compensation, which I'm super stoked about. Never had one that does that, so glad I got one. I think I picked this thing up for like 75 bucks this year, so we're gonna see how it does. All right, folks, so here's what we got. We have a hang-on stand. This is just a cheap, like, I can't even remember what it's called. Comfort Zone is what the name brand of the stand is. Very cheap. I got it from Walmart. I probably should be getting a lone wolf stand if I'm gonna do this, but I can buy a saddle setup for the same price I can buy a lone wolf aluminum stand. So what we got our muddy sticks. I got 4 on here. 4 should be enough to get me as high as I need to go. I do have 2 more if I need them, if I think I'm gonna need them. I always keep those in the truck. That way if something happens and I do need them, I can always just go back to the truck and get them. So this is how I'm gonna be hunting. I got, like I said, the muddy sticks are on the back. I got some muddy straps on the back, on the bottom of this thing. I'm gonna be carrying this thing in. I got my pack on my back as well. I didn't bring it out here, and I'm gonna be using a 4th Arrow camera arm this year for filming, and that thing itself is pretty heavy. It's actually just not really that heavy. I learned that it's not as heavy as I think it is. It's just super awkward. So I took it apart and figured out how I can carry it a little more efficiently, and I've done that so far this year, and I am just super stoked. So we are going to be trying to film every hunt that we go on, every experience, and bring it all to you guys here on the channel, folks. So that's my setup for 2019. The Ridge is going to be absolutely awesome. I'm super stoked for this series. Also, what I'm stoked for is these new hats, RidgeBoy Outdoor hats. If you would like one, or a new shirt, I want you to run over to our Instagram page at RidgeBoy Outdoors, follow us, and then send us a DM and just say, I want a hat or I want a shirt. Just send us a message saying, I want a hat or I want a shirt, and we'll put your name down on the list and we will work out our sales. Probably be selling them through PayPal, and then we'll ship them to you. Or if you live in the area that I live in, Southwest Virginia, you just give us a follow, send us a DM, and we will be setting up a tent probably at some of the local festivals here lately. So if you're interested in a hat or a shirt, come on and see us. Go over to Instagram, give us a follow, send us a DM. Alright, that's it for today's episode. You see my setup, you see my equipment, what I'll be using this year. So we'll see you on episode 2 of The Ridge.